Okay, here's what nobody tells you about male loneliness. You don't need to open up more. You definitely don't need to be going to therapy and talking about your feelings, and you don't need to be more vulnerable. I know that's what all the conventional advice is spewing these days, but you need actually something different. You need the same men doing something together, side by side, repeatedly, over time. And there's a word for this. It's called shoulder-to-shoulder bonding, and it shows up in study after study of how men form deep and long-lasting friendships. This is the reason men's closest bonds are built on a team, or in a trade, or in the army, or in the garage, or in the gym. The closest guy friends are the ones who show up beside each other for years. They don't hang out for quarterly coffees. That's what women do. So stop prescribing the same advice to men. The male and female nervous systems bond through different chemistry. Female bonding runs heavily on oxytocin. We know this. It's released through eye contact, through conversation, through emotional sharing. All the things that you typically think of when females bond. Male bonding, on the other hand, runs on vasopressin, which is released through shared action, side-by-side effort, shared challenge, doing tough things together, working it out in the gym or in the wherever guys like to hang out. So all of which to say, the male loneliness epidemic is not a vulnerability problem. It's an infrastructure problem. And every container that used to put men shoulder to shoulder has disappeared. So if you know a man who's lonely, don't ask him to talk about his feelings. Put him beside someone doing something tough repeatedly. That's the mechanism. Biology will do the rest.
There's women that I've dated that were so incredibly high quality, personality-wise, just amazingly high quality women, right? And because I was able to recognize that and I respected them so much, they would wind up cheating on me or leaving me and dating the most degenerate morons you've ever seen. No joke. Out here in Phoenix, this is no joke. There's a girl out here that I could potentially even get her to come in and talk about this. She's a pretty chill girl. She would talk about this. It's one of my ex-girlfriends. Lovely girl. I would have given her the world. I saw her value. So nice. I took her to Hawaii. I was so nice to her. We had a lovely time together. After about 6 months, I actually wanted her to move in with me because she's so intelligent, so incredible. I wanted her to move in. She's that amazing. I want more kids. So I was like, let's do it. She wound up declining the offer. Why? Because I didn't have frame. Then she wound up dating somebody after me who is flat broke. I actually know this guy. He's a very nice guy. I like him a lot, but a failed musician on massive amounts of drugs. He got her pregnant, and then she wound up living in a trailer park, having to go work at this like old person's home just to be able to pay for her daughter to go in daycare. Okay. And she'd call me later. She's like, it was the worst mistake of my life. I think about it every day. And so she sucked me back in, and I got sucked back in. And here's the best part. You ready to hear this? I lost frame again. Okay? I lost frame again. And then she dumped me. And rather than living in a mansion, she chose to keep scrubbing floors and cleaning up feces. That is how bad they don't want to date you if you don't have frame, that they would choose to scrub the feces of old people while their daughter is stuck in daycare. They would let their own daughter rot while they clean filth over living in a mansion with a guy that they do love, but who lost frame.
Yo! Women use simps against attractive men. When women can't get or control a man who's attractive, they use simps to feel better and try to make other men jealous. Simps aren't men who are good to or respect women. They are men who will sacrifice anything, their self-respect, for an attractive woman. Attractive men refuse to simp. That is actually a huge part of why they are attractive, because they have self-respect. This can confuse a lot of women who aren't used to men who have self-respect. It often stems from their own insecurity and feeling small because of the attractive man. He has levels of security that she is not capable of. So when she can't get or control him, she uses simps against him. She'll suck them dry of validation, attention, effort, resources to feel better, worthy, like she matters, and to flex on other people. Many times to make men they do find attractive jealous. She competes with presence on the backs of simps, using them as leverage to feel powerful, when it's really insecurity. Insecurity seeks to control. It comes from ego, wanting to feel secure through validation. Except attractive men see through this nonsense, that it's just a false portrayal of value, that it's hidden insecurity, and to let it be. Even if he feels a little jealous, he will never sacrifice his self-respect, no matter how pretty she is. Watch my YouTube for more. One-on-one calls in the bio. Drizzle drizzle.
Believe it or not, there used to be a point in time where I could have a roster. Yeah, a little starting five. I could do it. I could juggle it. I was having a good time. I felt fulfilled enough. It was cool. You know the old saying, what you can't get from one man, you can definitely get from five.
I'm having a good time, like dating and meeting new people and all of that, but I would like to get married at some point.
If your husband is a good guy, but you're ready for divorce, you're not a bad person.
How?
So don't let guilt get the best of you.
You're not doing him any favors by staying. Your relationship doesn't have to be toxic to validate your feelings of wanting to leave. If he's a good guy, he deserves to be happy. That means he deserves to be with somebody who values him and wants him just the way he is. If that's not you, you gotta let him go.
He may not see it like this right now, but you're doing both of you a favor.
There's no point in trying to change them anymore. They have to destroy themselves. You cannot tell them not to destroy themselves. It is mass delusion. And they think if they shout you down, call you names, make fun of you, do all of these things, that somehow it's going to change their outcome. The only thing that's going to change are men. And there is no use in trying to save these women. There's no use in trying to compromise. There's no use in trying to work with any woman over here, because they are gone. They are lost. We're going to have to let them run their course, and let a younger generation see the destruction. When they become the old, bitter, nasty, destructive people that they are, I encourage men to go their own way. Don't approach, don't coddle, don't give princess treatment, don't listen to nothing. They deserve nothing. The only thing that's going to work is the absolute coldness of men.
And honestly, you know, modern women be like, why am I not being asked out? It's because honestly, men are having, with a lot of these young ladies, men are having to ask. Men are having to beg for the bare minimum. I'm having to beg for softness. I'm having to beg for, you just showing some type of interest. I'm having to beg for you to say that you even like me. I'm having to beg for you to say thank you. While you expecting me to buy you all of these gifts and wine you and dine you and all that stuff.
Arguing with an emotional woman is a losing game always. Not because she's stupid, not because she's wrong, but because the argument was never about logic to begin with. You come in with the facts, she comes in with the feelings, and feelings don't debate, they override. She is not listening to understand you. She's listening to reload, because every word that you say becomes ammo. Every explanation turns into leverage. Every attempt to clear things up just digs you even deeper. And by the end of it all, facts are buried, guilt is now here, and somehow you're the villain and she's the victim. That is not a discussion. That is emotional chaos. And here's what men don't want to hear. The more you argue and snap back, the weaker you look. Strong men do not chase validation through debates. They don't try to win emotionally charged conversations. They also don't need to prove reality to somebody who's already decided how they feel. Silence does what logic never will. It frustrates, it removes the fuel, and it starves the chaos. So, detachment is your power. Your calm is your dominance, and the control is everything. Kings do not argue with pigeons. They don't knock over the pieces. They don't roll in their mess. They walk away. They stay unmoved. They let the noise on its own. That is not your weakness. That is your mastery. Learn it.
Would you prefer to have a partner who is a virgin or a partner with a high body count? Explain.
Please say what high is first, though.
High. Rico's numbers.
What the
numbers?
Rico numbers.
Would I prefer?
Rico's numbers.
A prostitute.
Correct.
She called that man a prostitute.
What if she did it all for free? Honestly, the pressure of taking a woman's virginity is something I was never comfortable with. There's been multiple occasions where I've declined to be a woman's first because I was stupid.
Really? It's not the way.
I'm more than inclined to run into one of Rico's leftovers than I am a virgin. So we're gonna embrace them and love them and heal them from the
terror.
Who respectively were probably. Men claim they want a woman that hasn't slept with only one or two men in their lives. And then when they say she's inexperienced, I have to go hoe. Now what I will do is I'll put my that has 10 other at the same time because she's experieed. But I can never make that my lady. No, I have to go home to somebody who's inexperienced, and then I have to complain about how married life sucks because they can't. But I don't want the actually have the experience. No.
So would you?
I like that.
Would you?
You're not lying.
No man has ever said the things she just said.
So I've been receiving some interesting feedback. A person could actually call them complaints, that some individuals out there don't like my content because I don't call out men's bad behavior often enough. Even though I do call out men's bad behavior from time to time, apparently it is not enough for some. They still say that I'm seeking male validation, and they call me a pick-me because I mainly focus on the not-so-good behaviors and not-so-good opinions of some women out there. They even say that I despise women because I pick on women. But do I, or do I criticize their opinions? It's quite obvious that a lot of individuals don't understand the difference between criticizing a person's opinion and criticizing that person or an entire group of people directly, but I digress. But for those that say I don't criticize men's behavior enough, let me remind you very gently that there are multitudes of women out there and some men that do that very thing. But there are very few individuals that actually call out the poor actions of some of the women that like to post things on social media. So I will continue doing what I do. And if you don't like my content or don't think I call out men enough, well, then that's just unfortunate, because I'm not going to change the way that I do things simply to make some individuals happy.
And you know, men are looking, because a lot of modern women, they're excited, they are enthusiastic, and they're trying to create vibes. And what men are noticing and what's making them, and this is what, well, you know, the vibes were off. He doesn't really feel like he's romantic, felt like more like he was a friend. In some instances, that's a man being cautious and saying, is she really like this? Or is she just putting on? That would be a woman's form of love bombing. You'd be love bombing a man. Oh, I'm so into you. I'm so interested. When really you're not interested. You just, you know, trying to put your emotions out there and act like you're so excited to get him to pay for that expensive dinner.
I divorced a good man because we got to a point in our life where he was no longer a good man for me. And as a woman who talks about divorce online a lot, I know that women can get a lot of thrown at them for leaving a good man.
Yeah.
I saw one video recently where a woman put it really eloquently as to why you might leave a good man. And she said, in your presence is not where I'll grow. And in just that one sentence, she encapsulated exactly what I experienced.
Translation, she got bored. You got bored and left. You divorced your husband, you said vows and you left. Yo, why do y'all try to make all these philosophical 4.0 GPA takes? You had such a good husband, you got bored and you was like, I need to leave. I need some mental stimulation. I need some conflict. I need to grow. Y'all don't gotta come on here and try to explain yourself to us. You ain't gotta come over here and try to gaslight us. You don't have to. I promise you, nobody cared that you left your husband and he was a good man. He probably living his best life. Matter of fact, thank you for releasing him. Oh, thank you. You are a good person for not leading your husband on for 2 decades, 3 decades. Got bored and you selfishly wanted to leave, so you left and you released him. I hope he's doing good. You ain't gotta keep coming over here trying to gaslight us. Leave us alone.
Why do women today expect so much more from men than women did generations ago? That's a good question. I assumed it was because women are more independent and they know it'd be better to stay single than have a partner with no capacity or desire to meet the basic needs that any relationship requires to survive. What? I thought we were talking about expectations. Right. Feels like we're gonna need the clipboard for this one. Where are you hiding clipboards? Okay, hit me with some unreasonable expectations. Okay. Well, you know as well as I do, they're expecting so much more emotional garbage from us now. Okay. Women want the bare minimum levels of intimacy and connection. What else? They're always complaining about the mutual chores and the labor. Listen, I don't care if the dishes get done. Okay. Equality and shared responsibility. Anything else? Men were just more free back in the day. If they wanted to go to the bar, they went to the bar. Didn't have to be a big deal. Okay. Women don't want to be neglected or overlooked anymore. So needy. We can't even like and follow half-naked pictures of models online without getting an earful about it. Women want a partner with integrity that they can actually trust. And don't even get me started if, God forbid, we have a fight together. She wants us to take turns speaking, trying to understand, validate, and empathize with each other's experience. I'm sorry, what? Oh my gosh, women want mutual respect. What has this world come to? She wants me to set aside time in the day to talk to her about my day and my feelings and stuff. Basic communication skills. She wants me to hug her instead of just groping her. I'm sorry, beggars can't be choosers. I believe they call that one affection. I just don't get it. I don't understand how you can't see how unfair it is for men out here. Yeah, I'm seeing something all right. I think we're the problem.
It's not desperate or pathetic to want to find a partner or someone to love, or there is that kind of energy where it's like, look at me, I'm here on display and I'm waiting for you to claim me.
I wish we'd go back to when guys are just always walking up to you when you're out. Could you imagine? Oh my gosh, if you're like at the grocery store, at the gym, they're like, hi, I just couldn't help but say you're so beautiful. Like, I'd love to take you out sometime if you're single. If they were like good looking, I'm like, can we go back to those times? But because society has more and more changed women to be like the chasers or like things like this, it's like making a lot of men be like, oh, I can just sit back. And I'm like, I hate that.
That's a misinterpretation of what's going on. It's not that men are sitting back. It's that men are being accused of Me Too when they go walk up to girls. And there's tons of shows where women are like, this guy came up and talked to me. Ooh, she said the right thing. When the guy comes approaches me and he's attractive. Yeah. Women are complaining men don't approach me enough. No, they don't complain that men aren't approaching them. They complain that attractive men aren't approaching them. Orion Taraban says the part women leave out. When women say, I want a man to buy me flowers and I want a man to be more vulnerable, they're not talking about a homeless, smelly man buying them flowers and being more vulnerable. They're not going to be stimulated by a homeless man buying them flowers. What they want is a man they're already attracted to buy them flowers. The mechanisms that create attraction, I don't think there's anything in psychology that's more misunderstood than that. I truly don't think it is, because it makes us look bad.
The male loneliness epidemic is all your fault.
Okay then.
It has nothing to do with the women.
Well, no. Why would it?
We try our best to talk to you guys and be in crowds where you guys are at, and you don't try. There's zero effort given from the male side. And this is done with it.
Sure about that? Because, wait, there's this.
I really am so confused on why these guys think like they have chances when we're literally just being nice.
Ooh, that's just awkward.
Like, there is any difference between being nice and flirting.
Well, that's true. There is a big difference between being nice to someone and flirting with them. However, some women out there should bear in mind that a lot of men out there have never experienced a woman genuinely being nice to them, unless, of course, they want something.
If I'm nice to you does not mean that I like you.
Indeed.
We're at the bar talking to these guys. There was no flirting, but at the end of the night, they asked for our numbers.
I mean, guys, we're gonna give you our numbers so we can hang out again and be friends.
Yeah, let's be friends.
Wait, I thought they didn't like them, but they're still giving them their number so they can be friends? Can anyone understand how a lot of guys out there would be very confused?
Like, it definitely felt more than that, and that's where I'm confused, because we were just being nice because they tried having a conversation with us.
Yeah, I can see why a lot of guys out there are choosing to remain single if this is what they have to deal with. Yeah, ladies, they're not lonely. They're choosing peace.
And you also have to start asking the question, like, why is anybody shocked that the good men are going extinct? Like, the good men are moving away. Like, why is that something that you're like, oh man, you know, that they just up and disappeared? No, they didn't. I'm seeing you out here messing with other guys. I'm seeing you out here not being serious. I'm seeing you out here prioritizing chaos, drama, the quick buck, basically, the short-term play. I'm seeing you out here rewarding that versus somebody that's stable, makes good money, and has their stuff together, a long-term partner. You don't want that guy right now. You want that guy when you're 35 or 40.
You trust her?
Huh? Yeah.
You trust him?
Yeah.
Y'all go to the phone? Yeah. You go to his phone ever?
Yeah, I go to his phone all the time.
Ooh, you go to her phone? No, not really. I'm about to teach you all the tricks and tips. Alright, bet. But let me teach you something. Anytime a female is going through your phone, that means she got something to hide of her own. Let me see. Alright, no, you on the wrong app already. Right, go to messages. No, go through his shit. Don't focus on me. She don't see that. That's the first red flag. She don't like this. That's a red flag. Click edit right there in the top left. Don't even focus on me. Okay. Click show. Look. Oh my God. She already know what I'm about to do. Click show recently deleted. Okay, hold on. Don't show her. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Chat. You see this? Recently deleted and it's muted. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna recover. I'm about to recover everything.
Recover every single one.
And is he gonna be hurt if I recover these messages that's muted?
No, it's fine.
Is it bad? Who was Poppy? Who was Marley? Who's Marley?
Oh my gosh.
Can I read this out loud?
What is here?
You said you never kissed a girl like that before.
What is this?
Uh-oh. When you get home, go through that phone, and once you go through that phone, you're gonna realize that you want you a black queen. Go get you a black queen. You deserve it, King. Okay. All right, I got you. All right, hell yeah, I fuck with that. Have a blessed one. Yes, sir.
Sorry, but I do think that dumping your single friends just because you got into a relationship makes you a terrible person. I posted about how annoying it is when people who are in a relationship constantly bring their partner when their partner wasn't invited. Like your friend, in fact, does want to see you alone from time to time. And I got comments like, an invite for me is an invite for we. And those same people were like, yeah, I stopped being friends with my single friends when I got into a relationship because like, I can't relate to them anymore. You can't relate to someone just because they're not partnered, as if you were never single before. These are the same people that when that relationship eventually ends, which it normally does, by the way, they're like, what happened to all my friends? I don't have any more friends. I have no community. Where'd they go? You isolated yourself on purpose. This is actually your fault. Another common comment I'll get on those videos is, single women just want to keep people single because they're bitter. I was in a 12-year-long relationship where I managed to keep individual friendships outside of my relationship. Now, there were plenty of times that I would have an event or a party or something and everyone's invited, but there were other times where I just want to see my friend one-on-one, because the dynamic one-on-one is completely different from me with my partner. And as much as my friends might like my partner, they are not as close with them as I am. Some of your codependent asses just completely lack the ability to read a room, to be able to use your discernment of when your partner should come and when they shouldn't. And if you persist with bringing your partner where they are not welcome, you are going to lose all your friends. And straight up, if this is your attitude, you deserve to lose all your friends.
If I could do it all over again, I wouldn't be in no relationship with nobody. It's not necessary. It's not even worth it. You don't need nobody. You don't. You don't need nobody to be complete. You need you to be complete. I wouldn't. It's a waste of time, waste of energy, waste of resources, waste of life. You know, I think the problem is people think that they just have to have somebody. No, you have to have you. You have to have you. If you don't have you, having somebody else ain't gonna matter and make a difference anyway. I wouldn't. If I could do it all over again, I would not be with nobody. I would be building myself and building my life and enjoying the fruits of my labor by myself and with a turtle, a dog, or a fish tank, cat, whatever. Oh man, you getting into relationships, that's a lot of work. Just think of it like this. Relationship means work. Doesn't mean fighting. Okay, we think that relationship means conflict, fighting. No, it means work. And I wouldn't want to put the work in again. No, even with the perfect woman. Nope, nope. I want to make the perfect life for me by myself first. And once I've successfully done that, then maybe, that's a small maybe.
I don't think these modern women really understand the level of peace that a man receives when he stops messing with modern women, when he stops entertaining modern women. No longer is it, and we can even separate the dates, right? Oh, I got to take you to this expensive restaurant. We can separate that. We can just talk about how you keep up mess every day for no reason. You're always getting into something that you have no business being in, talking about you're doing it for the plot, and I've got to listen to the nonsense when I could be thinking about making money. Doing a hobby, enjoying a hobby, picking up another one. Which one do you think is more appealing?
Am I the asshole? My wife wants me to set a budget for as a part of her stay-at-home mom role. I, male 33, am the breadwinner in our family of 4. My wife is a stay-at-home mom, and it's a decision we both agreed on. I take care of everything financially: food, clothes, bills, household needs, etc. Problem is, my wife wants me to set a budget for meaning she wants to get money for it, as she considers it a part of her stay-at-home mom duties. I love her. Her absurd and unreasonable suggestion, now demand, has caused a huge fight between us. She said it is her right, since she'd work all day and take care of the house and kids then. Then she has to stay up at night so we can have together, and it's exhausting for her and time-consuming, as she put it. I felt extremely upset and disappointed in her behavior, but she says she's in the right and that I'm being too selfish to see it. She keeps demanding it, but I refused. Am I the here?
It's definitely not normal to ask for compensation for with your husband. I want to know where her mindset is because I feel like if it feels like a duty for her, there must be a reason behind it. I do think they need to go to therapy and talk about it and like figure it out. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not for it or against it.
Court documents say 25-year-old Mackenzie Knott was arrested on Sunday after her husband found out she'd cheated on him with a 16-year-old student.
It is not an exaggeration or an understatement to say that every single week of 2026, there has been a new case of a female teacher being charged with the of a child. In Mackenzie's case, they gave her 12 to 18 months. She hasn't been sentenced yet. She'll be sentenced on August 28th, but that's the range that she's looking at. 1 year. What about Peter Leach, a former Texas ISD teacher? And he did almost exactly the same thing. See, Mackenzie here had the 16-year-old student pick her up in his truck in which they went to a secluded location and had in the back of it. Peter Leach also had what they describe as an improper relationship with a student, but they chose to charge him with child grooming, indecency by contact with a child grooming, and tampering with evidence. And what did he get? 13 years! I already know statistically that men spend 3 to 4 times longer prison sentences for the exact same crimes as women do, but when it comes to predators and preying on our children, don't you think that the consequences should be relatively the same? Because we are seeing over and over again these female teachers doing this to male students, and they're only going to jail for like a year and getting a $10,000 fine, getting put on a registry list, whereas these men that are doing it to female students, they're getting like 10 plus years in prison. I personally feel like a big part of this is because of how society views and treats female perpetrators versus the male ones. I mean, all over this case on social media, you have a bunch of men projecting their weird fantasies onto children by saying, oh, I wish those teachers were around when I was a kid. If your daughter came to you and said her male teacher was touching her inappropriately, would you say that to her? Would you be like, oh, it's fine. I'm sure your mother wished those teachers were around. No, you wouldn't. It starts with us. Once we start taking it more seriously, the law will as well. Thank you.
Well, yeah, that is true, but you got to kind of look at it from the lens of a woman. And when men can do this, they'll stop being so upset and repeating this type of thing, which I understand. Women look for different things, bro. You know, for me, it took me a long time, and it was a rude awakening, because I grew up, when I was young, I was ugly. So when I grew up, I was like, wow, women think I'm handsome. Like, this is new to me. Like, and I was like, wow, I'm getting women. And like, wow, they're just getting more and more beautiful. Like, what the But it's like this. There's certain tiers of women. So you have a guy that don't get any women. And then you have a guy, which was me, and this is why like I pumped the brakes on like, you know, around with women for a second because I had to focus on me. I was getting low tier ass women. And even though that they're beautiful, that beauty blinded me. Because she's beautiful, she's top tier. No, she's not. In here, she's undateable. But that body though, she's top tier. No, she's not. And that's the thing. So as you acquire more as a man, as you become more of an exceptional man, or you're at least striving to do so, and the woman can see this, then you'll get a better type of woman. But for the most part, yeah, well, men are visible to women because you don't have nothing. You don't have nothing. This woman's like, yeah, you're a loser. Come get me pregnant. Like, they don't think that way. They're like, okay, well, are you going to take care of me? Can you take care of me? Can you take care of these kids that you talk about, you know, having with me? What's your future like? That's what they care about. And that's always going to be that thing for them, you know? So you've got to look at it that way. Is it unfair? Honestly, not really. It's really not. I used to be mad at women too, but I'm like, I ain't got. So then when I realized I ain't, I had to change that. And as I grew more, then women were like, oh, who's that? And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, so as you build more, you get more access to women, and you no longer are invisible to them. But as a man, you got to understand, I love y'all, but you can't be ugly and broke. You got to pick a struggle, you know, and I say this from the heart.
This man asked you to go with him on a date, and then he left before the bill came?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
I'm a social media influencer, and Mr. Sutton, the defendant...
He slid into your DMs?
Yes,
okay.
Essentially. And he originally asked me out on a couple dates, first one being coffee, and the second one being ice cream.
So you declined those dates?
Yes, I had to reschedule on him twice.
And then how do you actually get on the date?
Eventually, our schedules ended up working out, and we were able to make it on time. I was a little bit late.
How late, ma'am?
45 minutes late.
What,
girl. You should have just rescheduled the date. People need to start being mindful of people's times. Girl, that was very rude and very distasteful.
I got stuck in traffic.
Ma'am, come on.
I have not eaten all that day, so I'm starving.
Did you ask him if he wanted anything to eat, ma'am?
No, I did not
You
ask.
just ordered your margarita and your calamari. Okay.
Yes.
And then do you proceed to order more food?
Yes.
I said, let's go to drinks, not dinner. I never said
See,
anything.
you got to clear it up.
I try engaging in a conversation with her, and I asked her about her father. She is on her phone. She's on social media. She's posting. She just ignores me. She doesn't even engage in the conversation.
Oh, that wasn't no date. That was just a meetup with her phone. And your ass just happened to be there.
What lie did you make up to get out of this horrible situation?
So I told her I was going to the restroom, and I beeline for my car.
Ma'am, you are dating for a meal. The court is convinced, ma'am, that you operated in bad faith, that you wasted this man's time. So the court completely dismisses the plaintiff's claim of $218.69. That is my ruling.
See, that's what your ass get. How the you think you gonna be disrespectful of somebody's time and think that they want to stay on a date with you when technically they there by themselves? Girl, bye.
Women who attract men who treat them like a queen do one thing different from women who entertain situationships. And what I'm about to say might sting, but if you want to attract a healthy, committed relationship, you need to hear this. Women who want more than anything to be in a relationship, yet they end up getting in situationships and casual dating dynamics that never go anywhere. A big reason this happens is because this woman has a greater fear of being alone than being with the wrong person. When you are alone and you are single, you become energetically available to meet the right person who is ready for what you're ready for. When you are in a casual dynamic, it is a lot harder to meet somebody else who is ready for that next step because so much of your emotional, mental, even physical energy is going towards that person who you're casual with. Women who attract men who treat her like a queen and happily get into a relationship with her, happily take her off the market, a big thing that draws these type of men to her is he can tell, oh, she's not afraid to be alone. She's more afraid of being with a man who's not meeting her standards. So I want to rise up and meet those standards. There is something very magnetic about being in an energy of not needing, of being in an energy of I'm willing to pass up on the cheaper version of what I want. I'm willing to pass up on the thing that only checks a couple boxes and wait and stay open and available for the full package because I know that's what I deserve. When you are willing to take that brave step to release what's not serving you and have the space for the right person to come in, that always ends up getting rewarded. If you're ready to attract your dream relationship, what can you stop entertaining today so you can create space for what you ultimately want? And if you want deeper support with attracting a healthy relationship and becoming more secure in the process, I highly recommend diving into my program, Securely Chosen. You can get instant access to Securely Chosen at the top of my page.
Modern women really, they're not serious. They always have something silly to say. Well, how come I can't get a man to take me seriously? This goes beyond joking, right? Because you can have fun, you can be silly. You know, that's just who she is. She's just a goofy person. She just likes to have fun. She just likes to cut up. That's just who she is, right? If that's not your personality, leave her alone. That's one thing. What we have today is modern women cackling and being silly in a man's face when a man is trying to approach. And not only do they act silly and immature, they continue it instead of saying, no, we just playing. What's going on? There's one woman in the gym, man came up to her, you know, maybe he could have said something a little bit better. Maybe he could have approached a little bit better. He didn't do anything weird, but you know, maybe he could have said some stuff better. Her friend jumps in, starts cackling and doing all that other stuff, and instead of saying no, I'm sorry, go ahead, you know, this is your moment, and really, you know, being genuine about it, you know, maybe you give him a good natured ribbing. Hey, you remember when you said that to Chloe? And, you know, just kind of bust out laughing, and you know, you kind of roast them a little bit and go on about your business. Men can take that. What men don't want to be involved in anymore is being the butt of the joke every single time. And they really didn't even do anything wrong. It's not worth it, man.